The Mysterious Disappearance of Emma Collins. Chapter 1. Emma Collins, a Quiet Woman. Emma Collins lived in a small town called Brookville. She was a quiet woman, well liked by her neighbors, but known for keeping to herself. Emma had lived in Brookville for many years. She worked as a librarian in the local library, and most people in the town knew her as polite, kind, and helpful. Although Emma didn't have many close friends, she was always friendly. She didn't attend many parties, and she spent most of her time reading or volunteering at the library. Her life was calm and peaceful until one day everything changed. Chapter 2. The Disappearance. One evening, Emma didn't show up for work. This was unusual. She had always been punctual, and everyone at the library knew her routine. Her co-workers became concerned and decided to visit her house. When they arrived, they found the door unlocked, but no one was home. The police were called, and they quickly began to investigate. They found no signs of a struggle. Emma's belongings were still at home, and there was no note explaining where she had gone. Her car was parked in the driveway, and the only thing missing was Emma herself. Detective Rachel Adams was assigned to the case. She was known for her sharp instincts and had solved many difficult cases before. Rachel spoke with Emma's co-workers and neighbors. "Has Emma said anything strange in the last few days?" Rachel asked. But no one could remember anything unusual. Everyone said Emma was normal, acting like her usual self. Chapter 3. The Mysterious Phone Call. A few days after Emma's disappearance, Detective Rachel received an unexpected phone call. The caller didn't say much, but the message was clear. "Emma is in danger. You need to look closer." The call ended before Rachel could ask more questions. The strange phone call only made Rachel more determined to find Emma. The detective knew she had to dig deeper into Emma's life. She began to interview people from Emma's past, hoping to find a clue that would explain her disappearance. One of the first people Rachel spoke to was Emma's ex-boyfriend, a man named Jack Sullivan. Jack and Emma had dated for a few months but had broken up a year ago. According to Jack, the breakup had been friendly, and there was no bad blood between them. But when Rachel asked about Emma's life after the breakup, Jack became more serious. Emma started acting differently after our breakup, Jack admitted. She became more isolated, spending a lot of time alone at home. I think she was hiding something, but I don't know what. Jack said he hadn't seen or heard from Emma in months, but he gave Rachel one important detail. Emma had recently received a letter from someone she didn't recognize. The letter had scared her, and she had torn it up right away. Chapter 4. The mystery deepens. Rachel went to Emma's house and searched the trash for any clues. Among the garbage, she found pieces of the torn letter that Jack had mentioned. After carefully putting the pieces together, Rachel discovered that the letter was from a man named Victor Moore, someone who had a criminal history. Victor Moore had been involved in several robberies in the past, but he had disappeared years ago. Rachel wondered, why would Emma be in contact with someone like Victor? And what was he asking of her? Detective Rachel knew she had to find Victor Moore to get answers. Chapter 5. The Search for Victor Moore. Rachel dug through old police records, trying to find any trace of Victor. She learned that Victor had been a petty criminal, but after serving time in prison, he had vanished without a trace. No one knew where he had gone. The only connection to Emma was the letter and the strange phone call that had warned Rachel about Emma's danger. Determined to solve the case, Rachel followed the few leads she had. She learned that Victor had been spotted in a nearby town, and Rachel drove there to search for him. After hours of questioning locals, she finally tracked him down. Chapter 6. Confronting the Criminal. In a dark alley behind an old bar, Rachel found Victor Moore. He was older now, his face covered with a scruffy beard, but his eyes were still sharp. Rachel showed him a photo of Emma and asked, "What do you know about Emma Collins?" Victor hesitated, then said, "I don't know what you are talking about. I haven't seen Emma in years." But Rachel didn't believe him. She pushed harder and slowly. Victor started to crack. All right, he said. "I was the one who sent her the letter. She owed me money, and I wanted her to pay me back." Chapter 7. The Truth Revealed. Victor explained that years ago, Emma had helped him during a difficult time. She had lent him money when he was in need, but he had never paid her back. Emma had tried to forget about it, but Victor had come back wanting to settle the debt. When she refused to help him, he threatened her in the letter. "That's why she got scared," Victor said. Victor confessed that he had been keeping an eye on Emma, but he never intended to hurt her. "I just wanted my money," he said, his voice trembling. "When she didn't answer, I got angry but I didn't take her, I swear. Chapter 8, Emma's Return. Just as Rachel was about to arrest Victor, there was a surprising twist. Emma Collins walked into the police station, alive and well, though clearly shaken. She explained that she had run away to avoid Victor's threats. Emma had been hiding in a small cabin outside the town, scared that Victor would come for her. Emma had feared for her safety, so she disappeared to protect herself. She never meant to leave her life behind, but she felt there was no other option. After speaking with Emma, Detective Rachel understood. Emma hadn't been kidnapped or taken. She had simply run away to escape Victor's threats. Chapter 9, the conclusion. Victor Moore was arrested for harassment and making threats against Emma. He was charged and sent to prison. Emma, now safe, returned home and continued her life in Brookwell. Her disappearance had been a mystery, but it had all been a misunderstanding. Thanks to Detective Rachel, the truth was finally revealed. Emma learned an important lesson from this experience. Sometimes running away isn't the answer, and it's better to ask for help when things get tough. As for Detective Rachel, she solved another mystery, proving once again that no case is too difficult for her.